It's the 25th of the month. You open your bank app, $43. Payday is 6 days away. You've already done the math in your head. Gas to get to work, maybe $30. Groceries, you can stretch what's in the fridge, but your kid needs lunch money tomorrow. And there's that automatic subscription hitting on the 28th, so you move $15 from savings. Again, you earned over $3,000 this month. Where did it all go? And why does this keep happening no matter how much you make? Most people think the paycheck to paycheck trap is about not earning enough. It's not. A 2023 survey from the Federal Reserve found that 37% of Americans can't cover a $400 emergency without borrowing or selling something. But here's what shocked even researchers. According to Lending Club data, 33% of households earning over $100,000 a year still live paycheck to paycheck. Think about that, 6 figures, and still sweating the last week of every month. The trap isn't low income. The trap is the invisible force that makes your spending rise every single time your income does. You get a raise, and your rent goes up because you deserve a nicer place. You land a better job, and suddenly you need a car that matches your new title. Your paycheck grows, your lifestyle grows faster, and the gap between what you earn and what you keep never changes. That gap is everything, and nobody talks about it. Here's how the trap actually works. You start your first real job making $35,000 a year. After taxes, that's roughly $2,600 a month. Your rent is $800. Your car payment is $250. Bills, food, gas, another $900. You have about $650 left over. Not a lot, but it's something. Then 3 years later, you're making $50,000. After taxes, about $3,700 a month. But now you've moved into a $1,200 apartment. You financed a newer car at $400 a month. You're eating out more. Subscription services, a gym membership, nicer clothes. Your expenses jump to $3,500. That $650 gap is now $200. You made $15,000 more per year, and you actually have less breathing room than before. This is called lifestyle inflation. It's not a personality flaw. It's how your brain is wired. Behavioral economists at Princeton found that people anchor their spending to their identity. When your income goes up, your brain recalculates who you are. You're not someone who shops at discount stores anymore. You're not someone who drives a 10-year-old car. You level up. Except the only thing that actually leveled up was your spending. The income went up by $15,000. The freedom went down. And nobody warned you because everyone around you is doing the exact same thing. Your coworkers, your family, your friends, they all got raises. They all upgraded. And they're all still broke on the 25th. Now let's look at what happens when you're making real money. $75,000 a year. Sounds comfortable, right? After federal and state taxes, Social Security, and Medicare, you're taking home roughly $4,700 a month. Here's where it goes. Rent or mortgage, $1,500. That's about 32% of your take home. Car payment plus insurance, $650. That's a pretty average financed vehicle. Nothing fancy. Utilities, phone, internet, $300. Groceries for 2 people, $500. Gas and transportation, $200. Student loan payment, $350. Minimum credit card payments, $150. Subscriptions, streaming, gym, apps, $100. Eating out, coffee, quick stops, $250. That's $4,000. Gone. Before you buy a single thing you actually want, you have $700 left. Sounds like a decent cushion until you remember. That doesn't include clothes, haircuts, gifts, car maintenance, a vet bill, a parking ticket, one unexpected $500 expense, and you're in the red. One bad month wipes out your margin for the entire month after it. And here's the math nobody shows you. Someone earning $75,000 a year and spending $74,500 has $500 of breathing room. Someone earning $40,000 a year and spending $35,000 has $5,000. The person making almost half as much is 10 times more financially free. Because wealth was never about the number on your paycheck. It's about the gap between what comes in and what goes out. That gap is called your savings rate. And for most Americans, according to the Bureau of Economic Analysis, the personal savings rate is around 4.6%. On $75,000, that's roughly $3,450 a year, about $287 a month. That's your entire financial future, $287 a month. That's what stands between you and freedom. And the system is perfectly designed to keep that number as close to zero as possible. This isn't an accident. The system is designed to keep your gap at zero. Think about every financial product marketed to you. Car dealerships don't talk about total cost. They talk about monthly payments, only $399 a month. They stretch the loan to 72 months, 84 months. So the payment looks small, but the total cost explodes. Credit card companies don't want you to pay your balance. They want you to pay the minimum. That $3,000 balance at 24% interest, if you pay the minimum, it takes over 17 years to pay off. You'll pay more than $4,800 in interest alone. The $3,000 item cost you nearly $8,000. Apartment complexes raise rent every year by 3% to 5%, just enough to eat your raise. Insurance companies, streaming services, phone carriers, they all auto-renew at higher rates, hoping you won't notice. Every industry touching your paycheck is engineered to capture as much of your income as possible. And here's what makes it worse. None of this is taught in school, not in high school, not in college. According to the Council for Economic Education, only 25 states require any personal finance course to graduate high school. Half the country never gets a single lesson on how money actually works. The system profits from your confusion. Lenders profit from your debt. Marketers profit from your insecurity. And nobody profits from you having a gap between your income and spending. Nobody except you. Now, the objection you're probably thinking, I don't make enough to save. There's nothing left to cut. And honestly, that might feel true, but the data says something different. A J.P. Morgan Chase Institute study found that the average American household has $400 to $600 in monthly spending that is non-essential. Not rent, not food, not medicine, subscriptions they forgot about, eating out more than they realize. Impulse purchases under $20 that add up to hundreds. You don't need to make more money to start building the gap. You need to see where your money is actually going. Step 1. Track every dollar for 30 days. Every coffee, every drive-through, every app purchase. Write it down or use a free budgeting tool. Most people are shocked when they see the real numbers. You'll likely find $200 to $400 you didn't know you were spending. Step 2. Automate your gap. Before you can spend your next paycheck, set up an automatic transfer. Even $50 per paycheck into a separate savings account. One you don't touch. The money moves before your brain gets a vote. In 6 months, at $50 per paycheck, that's $600. In a year, $1,200. It's not life-changing yet, but it's the first time in maybe years that you have a real cushion. Step 3. Freeze your lifestyle for 1 year. The next time you get a raise, don't upgrade anything. Same apartment, same car, same phone. Take 100% of that raise and add it to your automatic transfer. If you get a $300 per month raise and bank all of it, that's $3,600 in year 1. Combined with your $50 transfers, you'd have nearly $4,800 saved in 12 months. That's more than most Americans save in 2 years. 2 people, both earning $55,000 a year. Same city, same rent, same starting point. Person A does what everyone does. Every raise gets spent. New apartment after the first promotion. A financed car after the second. Subscriptions pile up, eating out 3 or 4 times a week. After 5 years, person A is now earning $70,000, but their expenses grew to $68,500. Their gap is $1,500 a year. That's $125 a month. They have about $2,000 in savings after 5 years. One car repair and it's gone. Person B starts the same way, same $55,000, same city. But person B watched one video, maybe this one, and decided to try something different. They tracked their spending for 30 days, found $350 a month they didn't need to spend, set up a $200 automatic transfer every payday, and every time they got a raise, they froze their lifestyle and banked the difference. After 5 years, person B is also earning $70,000, but their expenses stayed at $52,000. Their gap is $18,000 a year. They've saved over $47,000 in 5 years, not from investing, not from a side hustle, not from some secret strategy, just from protecting the gap. Person A and person B made the exact same money, lived in the same city, had the same opportunities. The only difference was what they understood about how money actually works. Person A chased income. Person B protected the gap. And $47,000 versus $2,000 tells you everything you need to know about which strategy wins. This is not your fault. Nobody taught you this, not your parents, not your school, not the system that profits from your confusion, but now you know. You know the trap isn't your income, it's the gap. And starting today, you're not someone who spends everything they earn anymore. You're someone who protects the gap. That's the shift. That's how generational wealth starts. Not with a bigger paycheck, with a bigger gap. Subscribe, because nobody taught us this about money. So let's talk about it.